Well, hello. Welcome back to Tactical Tuesday with Johnny Tiger on November 3rd, 2020. Well, as you can see, we are filming in my kitchen, so I imagine the angle is not quite as good as in the training room because there's just not enough space in here. But there's a reason why we're in here because the training room for the next few weeks is devoted to being a nursery. No, I didn't have a baby, but I did just get a new kitten. Tiger just got a little brother named Aslan, and Aslan, for now, is staying in my training room. So, a lot of the filming for Survival Saturday and Tactical Tuesday is going to take place in the kitchen or the bedroom. Luckily, uh, what we have to do today doesn't require a lot of moving about. Now, last week I talked about how to use what your opponent's wearing against them. Now, this week I want to show you the other side of the coin. I want to show you how to use what you are wearing to its full advantage. Of course, if you're wearing steel toe boots, a heavy belt, studded belt, heavy leather gloves, or stiletto heels, even my glasses. A lot of these are natural weapons just waiting for you to use for self-defense. They can be readily trained to self-defense tool. I'll give you one quick example. Back when I was in high school, one of my most often used trick before getting into a fight was to reach up casually, take off my sunglasses. Now back then, I wore sunglasses that had stainless steel arms on the side. And what I would do is I would go home and take a sharpening stone and sharpen the end of the arm of the sunglasses. So before getting into a fight, no matter if it was street fight or one-on-one, one of those uh, one-on-one duels that high school students like to get into, I would reach up casually, take off my glasses, and stab right into the person. Okay? That's one of the ways to utilize what you're wearing. I also had a person whipping me across the face with his watch chain. He wore one of those watch that had heavy metal chain. That so when I got him pinned on the floor, he took off his watch and then whipped it right at my face, and that got me off of him really quick. Let me tell you that. So, those are some of the obvious things. But how about clothes you're wearing? Well, we're going to talk about that today. The first technique I'm going to show you guys. This is a principle called the padlock system. The padlock system. This is not only good for fighting, but good for survival in general and everyday use. Let me explain. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, one of the things that a lot of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu people learned early on is if someone tries to grab your arm to twist you into arm lock or whatever, extend your arm to that arm bar, the quickest way to stop them is to get a hold of your own clothes. Grab a handful of your clothes or your pants, and there's almost no way for them to free up your grip to attack your arm. They have to do something else. Now, what I have been doing my whole life, using this similar principle, was not in fighting, but in everyday grocery shopping, carrying heavy stuff. I'm sure most of you have experience like this. You are carrying this, oh, this really heavy grocery bag, and you have to walk home. It's like 6 block, 10 block walk home, and your fingers start to go numb because the plastic of the bag is cutting into your fingers, and your fingers start to loosen up, and your wrist get tired, and you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know how much longer I have to go on, and then you start to switch to the other hand, and then after a few blocks you switch back to the other hand. Well, that's cool if you have two hands, if you don't have anything in your other hand. But what if you have one of these heavy bags in each hand? Then you can't switch. Now, using the padlock system, try it out next time. It makes carrying something heavy so much easier. What I do is I push my arm and wrist through the handle of the plastic bag, and I grab a hold of my own lapel or clothes and just let it hang there. I can walk for hours doing this. And all it takes is me holding gently onto my clothes and just let this bag hang on this loop created by my arm. Now after a while your arm will start to go numb because it's cutting off circulation, but then you just put it down, shake it out a little bit, and then loop it through, grab a hold of your shirt or your jacket, keep walking. You can carry so much more weight, so much longer doing this. Incidentally, if you ever need to hold on to a lamppost or a tree or any kind of support, let's say someone's trying to drag you away and you want to get your hand around something so they can't drag you away. Or let's say there's a flood or there's a storm and you need to cling onto something. Again, using the padlock system will make sure that your grip is so much more secure than simply grabbing on with your hand or hugging it with your arm. If I just grab onto the post, I'm using a broom here, uh, but it should be sufficient to show this. If I'm grabbing onto this with my hand, eventually my hand get tired, my hand loosen up, and I lose my grip. I get dragged away, I get washed away. If I hug this, again, eventually I let go, I get tired, and I get washed away or dragged away. If I just throw an arm around this and then grab my own lapel, okay, and then I do the same with the other arm, I throw the other arm around it and then grab my own collar, so I can stay relaxed in this position for a long time and hardly take any energy because I'm anchored by my own jacket. I'm anchored by not only my hand, not only my arm, but the material in my jacket. When it comes to defending from an attack, now some of you I'm sure have seen this. Someone come at you with a knife or a machete, to take off your jacket, wrap it around your arm, and use that as a shield. Well, that is okay if you have the time to take off your jacket. I'll show you guys another way to utilize your clothes. If someone comes at me with a knife, this is a real knife, so we got to be careful. If someone comes with me with a knife and I grab onto the wrist and the person is fighting me like crazy and I think I might lose my grip, what I do is then I will intentionally take the fold of my jacket and push the knife through my jacket. Because this way the knife is bound out in my jacket or t-shirt while I am trying to hold onto the person's wrist or arm. So this way, even if I lose my grip, it's going to take them a split second to free up that knife to cut me again. And unless the person is the kind of person that's really diligent and sharpens their knife every day, You can try it at home if you want. It is amazingly difficult to cut through jacket, especially if the jacket is on a person and the person is thrashing around trying to hit you, trying to kick you at the same time. So, intentionally guiding the knife through the cloth, the folds in the cloth to bind it up in a fight will give you that one split second where it might mean life or death for you. Also, if I know that I'm going to be defending myself against something like a knife, another thing I can do, especially with a jacket that has zipper like this, is to try to meet the knife with the zipper. Again, try this at home. Amazingly hard to cut through the zipper material with regular knife. Don't forget, if you are wearing a jacket, and if it's a jacket that you wear quite often, you can also put things in the lining, in the breast pocket, in the side pocket, to cut down on the chance of getting slashed or getting cut by bladed weapons. One of my most common, often worn jackets have old CDs in every pocket. Chest pocket, side pocket, inside pocket, every pocket has an old CD in it. Because if I was to get into a fight wearing that, then those CDs are going to cut down the chance of penetration by at least 30% because they cover my both sides of my chest, both sides of my body, and right in front of my body, and in the back as well. Almost like a mini chainmail, and they don't hardly weigh anything. And if I really have to, I can quickly take out one of those CD discs, snap it in half, and I have something with a very sharp edge in my hand as an edged weapon. Now, let's look at ways of attacking using our own jacket to give us more leverage. Using the same padlock principle, if I was trying to choke someone, strangle someone, I need to put them out of action. If I just, let's say this broomstick is a neck, that's a really thin neck, but at least you guys should be able to see this. Right? If I just throw my arm around the person and pull, eventually, especially if the person's strong, and they hold onto my arm and don't let me pull back, eventually I'm going to run out of energy. Right? But if I throw my arm around them and then grab my own lapel or collar and then crank it in with my whole body, that's either going to choke them out or snap their neck. Again, simple little grabbing my own shirt collar, jacket collar, enhance this headlock tenfold. Another one of my favorite attack is throwing my right arm go over the person's neck, grabbing my left sleeve, and then my left hand go behind their neck or their head. So now my left hand is anchored behind their head, my right arm is in front of their throat. I'm holding onto my own sleeve so that there's no way for them to pry me loose, and I just stay here and start cranking until they pass out and I'm safe to go home. Do not try this at home with someone who is untrained. Learn to tap if you want to practice choking, strangling. Learn to recognize it when people tap, and never hold a choke longer than 20 seconds. If you are training with a partner and you've got a good headlock on, and 20 seconds later they still not tapping, let them go, okay? You don't want to risk killing someone. There's a lot more we can do with clothes, pants, all that stuff. But I believe what we discussed today so far give you a good fundamental understanding of how to use your sleeve, how to use your own lapel, how to use your own zippers to prepare you for that eventuality. Thank you for checking out today's Tactical Tuesday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wisdom Wednesday. For now, have a good night.